What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It's been quite a while since we've heard from the Teen Mom OG girls, but Catelynn Lowell from Teen Mom OG has recently broken her silence about her adoptive daughter, Carly, in an exclusive interview with celebmagazine.com. She talked about how she and Tyler have not watched their 16 and Pregnant episode ever since it first aired on MTV 11 years ago now, and what she hopes for her daughter in the future as well. She said, and I quote, "Having our episode of 16 and Pregnant is something so special to me, and one day will be so special to Carly. Still haven't watched her episode for going on 11 years. Too hard to watch, but one day I know I will be sitting next to Carly watching it and talking with her about our story. Man, what a crazy ride." You know what I do have to say is that Catelynn and Tyler are so lucky to have the opportunity to show, their process of deciding to place their daughter up for adoption. The heartache that went into it, the circumstances that brought it about, etc., etc. I feel like so many birth parents don't get the opportunity to properly express to their children how hard the decision was, and it's hard for the children to grasp as well, because words can only do so much, right? Like, there's so many things you feel in your heart that you can't express with words, because the words for that level of heartache and pain and uncertainty don't really exist. So for Carly to be able to see that for herself firsthand truly is a gift. And so I think it is amazing if one day she does get to watch it with Catelynn and Tyler as well. She continued on to say, "Knowing what we have now and what life had in store for us, it's hard not to wonder what that would have looked like if Carly had been along for the ride with us. There's always a sense of wonder that never goes away and gnaws at both of us." One thing I do know, though, is that Tyler said very certainly on a Teen Mom or 16 and Pregnant reunion that there's no way he and Catelynn would have stayed together if they had kept Carly. And that really does break my heart that he is so certain about that. But again, I guess it does make sense, because it's hard to raise children, period. Many marriages and relationships do end, from grown adults, who are in their 20s and 30s, after they have children, because it is so difficult. So I do understand where he's coming from there. And I think another difference would have been that Carly would have had quite a lot of trauma growing up with Catelynn and Tyler, because Catelynn and Tyler were very severely mistreated by their parents. Their parents had no business having children, specifically Catelynn's mom and Tyler's dad, Butch. They were awful. Butch is still in and out of jail regularly. They had no proper home to house Carly in, and Kate even had to escape her mom's house. Remember when she packed her mattress in the van to drive over to Tyler's house because things had gotten so bad at her house? Those are things that I'm sure they did not want their daughter to go through. So I do definitely think that they made the right decision ultimately. And I know that knowing that doesn't help the doubt and stuff like that. Your mind plays tricks on you and you only see yourself where you're at now and all the good that possibly could have happened. But I hope that they can understand one day, with certainty, without all the back and forth, that their decision was ultimately the right decision for their daughter. When it comes to what exactly Catelynn wants her daughter Carly to know for sure about her and Tyler, is that, and I quote, "Both of us hope that as Carly continues to grow, she will know that we love her just as much as we love Nova and Veda, and we will always be there for her, and that we did what we had to do because of how much we loved her. Carly will always be our daughter and Brandon and Teresa's daughter, and we remain forever grateful for everything they've done for her and how they allowed us to give her the life she deserved. It doesn't make it any easier, though, when looking back at that time and when stuff is reposted about that episode." I can't imagine the pain of placing one of your children up for adoption and then having more and worrying. First of all, going back and forth about, could I have done it with this one? Could we have survived this? And then second of all, balancing that with the guilt of how your child might resent you or feel about you continuing on to have more children together as a couple in the future, and maybe just looking at your current financial circumstance and wondering, why you couldn't have made it work with her, versus understanding the full picture of where they were coming from. But again, Kate and Tyler are so lucky that they have 16 and Pregnant and Teen Mom OG documenting how hard and horrible their lives were with their parents and how it would have been 100% impossible to raise Carly, so I hope that she has a lot of closure knowing that. Guys, how do you feel about Catelynn's comments about her firstborn daughter, Carly? Are you surprised to see that she's still in the same place that she is in? Or do you think that that is just a lifelong journey that she and Tyler have ahead of themselves with something so complex and emotional as adoption, particularly an open adoption that has been threatened quite a few times based on their turbulent relationship with their adoptive parents, their daughter's adoptive parents, Brandon and Teresa. As usual, I'm super excited to hear what you have to say about everything, so please make sure to leave all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below and we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.